If you have been following the news lately and what has been released by the US government from files and such, you are now fully aware that all these conspiracy theories we have been hearing about or watching videos of turned out to be true. From my side, I was not surprised. It just made my stomach hurt. But what does that have to do with the next video? Well, Timmy, when you hear what I'm about to say, you will definitely be left with fewer questions, so be patient. Be patient, Timmy, before I lose my cool. You don't want to see me angry. So, the next video revolves around a man named Victor Lord. There is a 62 in his name too, but I thought it wouldn't be necessary to include his social number. This man, who lives in Leon, Guanajuato, moved into his new apartment in a small 4-story apartment building. The idea was so he can live in a house peacefully. What a great idea I have never heard of before. Anyways, the thing is that he was not expecting what was coming for him, something so terrifying that it will leave him shaken. After moving in, it didn't take long before he began experiencing strange activities. First, the water runs out, and then the electricity cuts randomly. These turned out to be technical issues. Since the house had been left vacant for long, it needed some work, but what followed was truly, and this time, for real, truly scary. He started hearing strange sounds at night coming from the hallway and the 4th floor. He thought it could be some checks, but after double checking, there was no one walking in the hallways. The problem is, the only other person who resides in the same building at the moment was a tenant on the same floor, which means the 4th floor was empty. Hear this next one. At that time of the recordings, the tenant I mentioned was hospitalized, so there was no one with Victor. After investigating further, it turned out that a previous tenant had passed away after falling from the upper floor. The man decided to record the sounds he was hearing, and in the video you can tell it's either high heels or hooves. He was so baffled he couldn't step out of his doorway. But back to the point where I mentioned the conspiracy theories, there were people who told Vector that there was a tenant on the 4th floor who practiced dark magic. There were people who commented to him that they had lived in the same apartment prior to the passing of that man who fell off the floor, and the sounds were present. The next guy calls himself the Bearded Explorer, and he does so because he can't grow a beard, so he tries to fulfill that dream by calling himself that. I know I may have given someone some touch of hope and self-confidence by sharing a glimpse of the next investigator's story, but don't be so optimistic, because that story was made up. The man does have a fully thick beard, and a beautiful one too. But we are here to talk about the haunted hospital. Which one in particular may concern you? Well, founded in 1882 as a hospital for children recovering from infectious diseases, an orthopedic hospital bought the property in 1920. In 1933, the trustees offered to pay for the erection of a convalescent home. In the late erection, the kitchen and domestic offices of the ward were adapted for research use by the scoliosis unit of the institute. This description of the hospital was provided by the man himself, not the main man in this case, which should be me, but rather the investigator, Mike. Mike went to the hospital to conduct a regular investigation inside the place. There was no enthusiasm to find anything scary whatsoever, but he found himself in a scary situation regardless of his intentions. While he was exploring, taking a look at the old rusty curtain rails and chairs, the investigation wasn't going anywhere from how it seemed at first, and I almost lost it and was about to cancel the video. But then things got serious, and he heard what sounded like a metal stick falling while he was trying to take a cinematic shot. Later, while he was also in the middle of an attempt to take a different cinematic shot, he was interrupted by the sounds of heavy bangs. At the end, as he was trying to take a different normal shot of him walking, it turned into him scurrying out of the place in fear.
37 years ago. Look, there's more in here too. God, just looking back up there. Oh, that is so creepy. There's a lot of paperwork in here. Normally they bring these places down like... What was that? Oh, I'm hearing noises in there now. That wasn't nice. It sounded like footsteps. That was really creepy. That was really creepy. Hello? What the hell was that? What the hell is that? What's that? Ouch.
I don't know if you had spotted the figure during the video, and I'm not asking you that as a build-up to me showing a detailed replay of that part, because even after replaying the clip many times, I still couldn't tell where it was. The next video, which is kind of old if you consider 13 years to be old, is coming from a channel named Cababria Car, though nothing related to cars can be found in the subsequent footage. In the video, we have 4 members, 3 boys, and 1 grown man. So what is it all about? Things seem to be getting sus here. Don't worry, my friend. 2 of them are his cousins, and the 3rd is his brother. After listening to the video again, I don't think the guy holding the camera is a grown man, at least not at the time of the video recording. But regardless, the whole point was they had experienced a paranormal activity prior to the video, so they decided to see if it could repeat through communication. The boys demanded the ghosts repeat the activity by rocking the chair. It took some time, but eventually the activity occurred, and all of them were scared, or somewhat scared at least. The 3 boys began screaming, and I thought they were about to throw some slang words, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing, but I'm sure they didn't cross the red line I drew in my head. There was a mirror beside that rocking chair, and by looking at it, you can see that there was no one sitting behind that chair moving it. They even showed us what was behind it.
Okay, I'm here with my cousin Braden, my cousin Benton, and my brother Karsten, and this is our parents' bedroom, and we've been catching this rocking chair moving by itself, and nobody believes us, but we're all here home alone, and we're gonna see if we can catch it now. Somebody want to ask it to move?
Move.
I will.
Please, sir or ma'am, please move the chair if you can.
Or male or female, move.
I'm scared.
Me too.
Probably ain't gonna do it with us sitting here.
Oh, I'm so scared, cousin. Why does the tragic cousin?
Is it moving a little bit?
Oh my gosh.
It is.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my. Oh. Oh. Man, that's so creepy. Why do we have to stand here? Oh.
Wait, hold on, wait. Somebody go see if somebody's behind
Okay,
there.
I will.
Why do we have to do this?
Oh, no one's behind there. Oh,
Let me
gosh.
see. Let me get it on
gosh.
camera.
Oh gosh.
Look, it is moving. And nobody's back
I'm
there.
so scared.
And plus, you can see in the mirror, nobody's standing behind there while it's moving.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's slowing down now. Is it gonna do it anymore for us? Nope. Stop. So there we go. We got it on camera.
To be honest, maybe the video isn't that scary, even though this video had a genuine feeling to it, especially since it was all simply made inside a small room with a couple of young boys back in 2013, so trying to go viral at the time wasn't that much of a thing. We all know when occupying a new property, the first thing you should be considering is what to eat. I mean, after a long day of moving into a new house, what more would you want? But that brings us to the seriousness of the topic. What matters most? The ghost. It's a new house, but not in the sense of a newly built place, rather new to the owners. The property itself could have been built decades ago, and that brings me to my next point. Why would you want to buy a property when you know for sure it has a dark history? This might sound like a delusion, but there are a lot of crazy people who want to risk it all, and the family who occupied the house investigated in the next video just happened to be one of that group of crazy people. As for the house itself, it's a barn house, surrounded by a cornfield in the middle of a faraway place. If that isn't enough to send shivers down anyone's spine, then hear me out. The history of this place dates back when the previous owners were taken down by a very bad guy, and so they have been buried in that area in the cornfield itself, so their bodies remained in the area according to the information. Which means you're not just living in an old house in an eerie area, but also with a graveyard too. The team of Mindseed decided to investigate the property, and upon their arrival, here come the cabinets in the kitchen opening on their own, followed by even scarier sounds. Maybe not sounds, but the EMF detector began receiving random words continuously. They decided to get upstairs. Who knows, they might find a great, large present awaiting them there. They found a hidden door in the closet, which was banged so hard my neighbor thought I was doing something suspicious to someone in my house. They decided to proceed and conduct a Ouija board session in the attic, and when the EMF detector downstairs decided to act funky and spell out a word, most definitely arrived. The smell was so bad it felt like it belonged to a rotten body. Colton started feeling dizzy and fatigued, so his friend took a nap for him. In the middle of his nap, the blanket was unexplainably blown off, which indicates that these ghosts don't want them around.
This looks way different at night, though.
Yeah, it does. Those cornfields are creepy. Hello?
Yo, what the? Look up there on the left.
What?
Look what those are.
What? Dude,
Yo,
that's moving all over the place.
There's multiple cabinet doors moving. The drawers were twitching on either side of it. The doors were moving, and that's just something you don't expect when you first walk into a brand new place.
look up there on the left.
What?
Instantly.
These like open.
When we saw the doors moving, we wanted to find some explanation for it. So we looked above, below, behind. We saw nothing that would cause that. We even tried to open and close the door. We just came through a couple times to see if that would make anything move, and sure enough, it didn't.
Open it.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Let's try it.
Huh.
I don't know. It's gonna be on Casey's camera.
I have all that on my camera. Dude, every cabinet in this kitchen was just going nuts. That's insane.
You hear that?
Dude, every cabinet in this kitchen was just going nuts. That's insane.
You hear that? Yeah, I did, dude.
Whoa. See that? Hello? Dude, there might be somebody here. Hello? Let me see the EMF detector.
I got the lot of this.
What the f***, man?
I mean, they must want us to go up.
What did
What did it say?
As we were heading upstairs, I started using the EMF detector. Tanner had the Ovilus right behind me, and the Ovilus was going nuts. It was just saying word after word after word. A lot of them didn't make much sense. There was just a lot of stuff coming through.
Well, it's getting a lot of readings. I mean,
Something boring found?
Club, plan, moss, people.
We're not getting anything clear. There's a lot of chatter.
Mind.
Was that you in the kitchen?
it's like a f***ing hidden door and hidden door.
Oh my god.
What was that?
Hello?
Yeah, mine too, dude.
Pounds, angle, guy.
Oh, man. Hello? I'm opening the door. If there's anybody in here. Hello? Hello? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
Do you want us here?
When we came up here in the attic, there was a really foul smell. Is this the family that lived here previously?
Is whatever made that noise up here with us right now?
You hear that?
Yeah.
The Ovilus.
What did it say?
I think it said arrived, didn't it? Did you hear arrived?
I just heard it go off.
It sounded like it said arrived.
Arrived.
Yeah. That's weird. Is there something that just arrived when we started using the board? Or have you been here?
Is whatever made that noise here with us?
Well, you're closer. Oh. Are you getting this? All of a sudden, I felt the planchette slowly start to vibrate a little, and it just started gliding. And that's how it is sometimes. It's like we've done that so many times where we sit there and get nothing on it.
It was a bee.
It was a bee, yeah. It's moving quick. Oh. B.O.?
Cruising.
The Ovilus, dude. Alright, we gotta keep asking. Body, what does that mean? Is your body still here somewhere? Whose body?
So I started noticing something weird with Casey because you'll notice in the camera when I focus on him in the dark, like I'm just trying to get a better view of him. Because even with my naked eye from where I was sitting, I could see him like glistening, but I couldn't really see what was going on with his face until I looked through the viewfinder and I realized how pale and his eyes were going different directions at times.
Dizzy.
I just saw like all of you're extremely, I mean, maybe not in the camera, but to me you look really pale and clammy.
Like, what kind of crazy is he, sleeping on that bed? Does he want to get possessed?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
A man on TikTok who has a decent amount of followers and goes by the name of Big Daddy Leo is next in line. And don't worry, this isn't one of my ridiculous ways of mocking others. I'm not hating on the man by any means. He calls himself Big Daddy. So Daddy. Sorry, so Leo is what we call him in the world of the internet, an entertainer sketch actor. At least, that's what I call them. He basically acts like an at-home comedian. You know, when you see a promotion advertising a concert by one of your favorite stand-up comedians in your state, you tell your mom about it, but she replies, "We have your father at home. He is funnier than this man." Leo is that kind of father. One day, he was preparing to make another one of his sketches. He filmed the whole thing, entered the phase of production and editing, and everything seemed to be going as usual until he decided to add the last touch. He used the auto caption feature in the software he was working with, and here was where things got really spooky. Did the software crash all of a sudden, deleting the files and all their data? No, something far scarier. Did his paid subscription become invalid and he couldn't recharge? I'm talking about a paranormal level of terror. The auto caption feature picked up a sound and translated it that wasn't even there during the filming of the video. What it said was, "Just let me in." The last time I heard that, the police were at my door, but Leo didn't hear that sound when he was filming, and when you listen to the video, you can hear the eerie voice saying, "Let me in."
Okay, what's up guys? So I'm freaking out a little bit. I'm editing a video here. Okay, let me show you. I'm editing a video right here on CapCut, right? Just so I could put the captions on. And it's one of those videos where I try to mimic somebody's stunt, and of course I mess it up and I end up in heaven, right? So this is crazy. I put the captions on, and in the part where God bless me always, I die and I'm in heaven, For some reason, it didn't pick up the captions. It didn't pick up my voice, but it picked this up. Watch. Let me put it big and play it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Did you see that? It picked up "Just Let Me In." What the hell was that? Now, I'll play back the part in my video. The living room is being renovated. We took all the carpet off, so you'll hear it's echo. The living room is empty except for the hardwood table, which you'll see in the video. And what the hell was that? And I shot the heaven scene there too in the living room. So you'll hear the echo. All right, let me play it. A little flip, bro. That's nothing. Why this fly bothering me right now, bro? That's nothing. Watch. I'm gonna show you how it's done. You hear the echo? There's nothing in the living room. Push off. Do a flip. Whatsoever. Stretch just a little. All right, you gotta see the whole video. But anyway, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Bro, what was that? What said "just let me in"? And nobody was here. My wife had an appointment yesterday. My son drove her over there, so no one was here in the house, and I just shot the video. It didn't pick up my voice. The captions didn't pick up my voice, but it picked that "just let me in." What the hell was that? Nobody was here. Bro, I watched too many scary movies. Just I don't understand. Just what? Just let me into heaven? God bless me always. Is there a spirit in my house? Just let me in what? To my body? No, bro. I think, bro, no. Ooh, that's creepy. That's creepy. What was that? Sorry, I'm back. You know what? I just realized some people might be thinking I'm faking it. So I'm gonna, there it is. This is the part where it says, "just let me in." I'm gonna delete it. Let me see, how do I do this? Text, right there, auto captions. Generate. I'm just gonna generate it again. It's just gonna put all the captions back in the video. Look, it's still there, bro. Oh, play. I don't know. I don't know.
If I were in his shoes, I might reconsider filming sketches after such an incident. That eerie voice saying, "just let me in," following his pretend heaven scene feels like an ominous warning. It's almost as if fate was stepping in to deliver a direct message. Never make light of things beyond our understanding. Sometimes, the line between creativity and the unknown is thinner than we think. There is a trend among men that has been trending for the past 5 or 6 years, where whenever a man breaks up with his girlfriend, no matter what way it is, but especially when it's hurtful on the male side, these men tend to go to the gym and start building up their bodies, claiming that it heals them and whatnot. If you want my opinion on those things, it's all a bunch of stupid habits. If you actually want to move and be different, then learn something that offers you real opportunities, not building empty muscles just to appear better. But me bringing this up was for one reason only. Ghosts can also have similar habits to humans. It seems like they follow the trend. This takes me to the next video, where we have Danny. He is not one of those whom I just mentioned. I mean, he might be, but that's not the topic of the video. Danny works as a night shift receptionist. I don't think he is a guard. He doesn't look like one. He began experiencing strange activities lately where he works, as he began hearing sounds. The sounds he was hearing were from the gym equipment. One specifically, he explained, was as if someone rattled the barbell from its rack. So to make sure he wasn't hallucinating, he began documenting his experience. And you can tell by the expressions of this man, he isn't scared much. But these sounds repeated over and over again. So he went upstairs, but on his way, a loud noise echoed behind him. The gym rooms were all locked and empty, but it seems like one broken-hearted ghost was not having it that night, pushing the punching bags as hard as he possibly could. To demonstrate the sounds and give a close inspection, Danny showed us the barbell he believes that the sounds he heard were coming from.
Ok, vuelvo a grabar. Ahorita si se dan cuenta las luces ya están apagadas. Vuelvo a grabar porque esto pasa muy... ¿Viste? O sea, mira, vamos a pensar. Son 10:35. Ahorita ya no debe de haber nadie. No voy a poner ni pausa ni nada. Ajá. Tú lo escuchaste. Yo lo escuché. Tú lo... O sea... Veamos. Esa fue una, ¿no? La otra. Tú escuchaste las subidas de escaleras. Como si corrieran. No voy a poner pausa porque la neta... me llaman loco, me dicen es el aire, me dicen son tus energías, me dicen madre y media, pero mira, no estoy loco, no estoy loco, está cerrado. Está cerrado, digo, si lo fuerzo no quiero romperlo, pero... No mames. Ay, y si se escucha la música, sí, porque yo no tengo control de la música. Llamarte. Ok. La verdad es que estoy muy nervioso, ¿no? O sea, se me pone la piel chinita. No sé si es mi subconsciente o no, pero yo ya lo estoy sintiendo así como lo escucho. Bueno, no lo escucho, lo siento, ¿no? Es como... No, o sea... mi madre. Me dicen en los comentarios, ignóralo, ¿no? Ignóralo y bueno, vamos a tratar de... de su puta madre. Ay, no, ya. Esto lo voy a grabar porque literalmente son cosas que solamente... Bueno, no me pueden pasar únicamente a mí y agradezco no ser el único porque la verdad que poca madre. Pero este es mi área de trabajo. Y ese es el gimnasio. Está cerrado con llave, o sea, como puedes ver está cerrado con llave y justo de aquel lado, justo allá, por ahí, se escuchó que algo se movió, o sea, las barras olímpicas, se escuchó como las volvieron a poner ahí en su lugar, porque cuando las ponen en su lugar tiene un sonido muy específico y justamente ahí, lo voy a poner ahí, esa banca de ahí, cuando yo estoy desde mi escritorio, se alcanza a ver. Y literalmente se vio como alguien se asomó como hacia acá y se volvió a meter, se escondió. Se empezaron a escuchar ruidos, ahorita está la música y tal vez este video tenga copyright, pero se alcanzó a escuchar el sonido y... ¡Ay, puta madre! Ahí está, ahí está, ahí está. No, no. Ok, como vi que esto tenía bastante respuesta, lo que se escuchó literalmente fue esto. Empezó a escuchar el sonido y... A ver. Más o menos, ¿no? Pero el punto es que se escuchó acá. Me dicen que es un fraude porque puede que haya alguien aquí, ¿no? Aquí estuvo la otra persona encerrado, pero... Nuestros horarios son de las 6 de la mañana a las 8 de la noche.
I mean, you're working in a gym full of bodybuilders, all of whom are listening to all sorts of music, while there is also loud music playing in the background of the place all the time, even while he is working alone, and you expect these ghosts to not be interested in taking their shot. Moxley and the House of the Three Girls. Finally, something to stare at. Hold on there, champ. You won't see the three girls, unfortunately. Then why did you give me hope? Just to see you suffer. But I'm not the reason why they won't be presented in the next clip. It was their brother, that bastard. Did he try to prevent me from showing them? Did he point a gun to my head and say, I'm the Dark Knight? If he actually did that, I would never take him seriously. Even if he ended up shooting me, I would be laughing. This brother has done something even worse. Worse than that. Yes, he actually took the lives of his siblings all at once. He made a special offer that day, I guess. If that's the case, how does Moxley have the guts to go and give him a visit? Especially in the location where this house was built. It looks as if no human has even gotten close to it for decades. Did I mention how abandoned this house is? Which means this crime happened a long time ago. So Moxley goes all in to explore all the possible paranormal activities he can encounter to show the people the truth. But here is some truth, kids. I could barely understand what he was saying, and if I were there, I would have done the same as these ghosts. Why did they do it to him? But don't you want to know why I couldn't understand him? That's also a question worth asking. Basically, Mimu is British, and a heavy British, the cup of tea type. Anyway, back to the ghost. It started with some disembodied voices and some knocking sounds. Some footsteps could also be heard. But based on what we can understand from these voices, the ghost was trying to kick him out, but he just didn't listen. How terrifyingly disrespectful.
If there's anyone here, can you make yourself known? I feel on edge over there. Hello? Right, let's take a little walk around. Somebody just speak then. Hello? I could have sworn I heard a voice. There's a bin truck going past. What was that rustle? What the hell? If you're here, you want to speak, step forward and speak with me. And again, I'm not making this up. I'm hoping the camera's picking this up. It just sounded like a whisper, that male voice right behind me. I'm not too sure what it said, but it definitely said something then. Are you watching what I'm doing? Can you make a noise for me? If that was you, can you do it again? Ooh, and again? Go check. It's not too bad when you're in a group, because so you've got somebody to watch your back all the time. When you're on your own, you're just so vulnerable, whether it be... Hello? Like a shuffle. said, whether it be other people turning up. Someone just talk then. What? Is there someone there? Oh, I just twited my ankle, my shin. Guys, I've not even pulled any equipment out yet. No edits. I've heard whispers. I swear to God. Upstairs, somebody spoke to me right behind me, and then the same thing just happened just a second ago through this side. Can you repeat that last message? Hello? Take you guys with me for this. I heard a knock or a bang, and it was quite a big bang as well. Hello? Can you tell me your name? My name's Moxley.
Always.
What the hell? There's like a presence right behind me. I could feel it. It just all of a sudden just come all over me. Evil. Hello? That's got to be somebody here. The camera's got to have picked that up. Somebody just shouted.
Look, when I'm at my friend's house and I hear his parents shouting randomly, even if I don't understand what they are saying, I know it's time to leave. That's how it used to be when I was a kid. The next video, for some reason, made me look away at one point, and if you know me, I want to know, how have you been spying on me? No one ever knew who I really am, and I have been doing YouTube for almost 6 years. So, how in the world did you find out about me? Anyways, I'm one who, over the years and due to my niche on YouTube, developed a much stronger character dealing with ghosts, paranormal, and strange activities, let alone my own personal experiences. So, is this gonna turn into me praising myself? No, but I'm telling you this as a build-up, so just so you know, almost nothing makes me look away at this point. The video revolves around 2 sisters. They just moved into this newly built house, which means no other residents have resided there before, so no previous dark rituals or any shenanigans have taken place, nor did some resident pass away inside the property. Though for the land where the house has been built, that's a different story. I don't have the story though, so don't bother asking me, neither do the sisters. So let's get back to them. The other night, their house alarm went off. They freaked out and thought it was time to get some clout, not for the moment, but for the attention, and not the bad attention, but so people can help them. I don't know why I phrased it as if they have done it for sinister reasons. Regardless, they began recording and checked their security camera monitor when they realized that the house's door swung wide open. Simultaneously, the sounds of a police siren echoed outside, so the 2 sisters thought it was an intruder. Upon a close inspection and investigation, they couldn't find a trace of anyone, and when inspecting the security footage, they were left trembling in fear after they saw the motion detecting camera pointing at invisible areas. But what was so scary was the dark figure passing by that was seen by the reflection of the microwave.
Okay, so something I didn't really notice is that with all the recording from the security footage, it just randomly cut off on one of them and left it as unlabeled. And obviously I didn't want to bother looking through for the blanks, you know, and so I didn't even notice, but one of the blanks is the one that has the shadow figure running past, so here it is.
Clear. Clear.
The problem is that this house is newly built, so there is no history, and as I said in the introduction, just examine the land itself and see where the house was built. If nothing appears to have taken place there, then it's a checkmate. Move out. When a ghost is trying to scare you off and you won't give him the reaction he deeply desires, these ghosts would be pissed off. The next guy, for example, has pushed these ghosts to their absolute limits, so they had to take serious action against him, and the guy completely vanished after he uploaded the next 2 clips to his account. Pablo Rivero sounds like a famous actor, but he is not. This man was patrolling his night shift as a security guard when he began hearing weird noises coming from nearby. He rushed to investigate the source and found it. How smartly terrifying. It was coming from a small abandoned building. The logical approach for anyone at this point would be to try to take a peek at it without really putting yourself in a hazardous situation you can't handle. But this guy has a family to feed, though I'm not sure if he actually does. He entered the building, and his suspicions were true. The place is indeed haunted. The door and the ceiling were all rattling like crazy on their own, and each time it seems like it's getting more and more intense. Even the window itself was being banged on. But despite such a fearful moment, the man was acting as if he was watching a show he enjoys.
Son las 3:30 de la mañana. Salí por el motivo de hacer mi recorrido diario de la noche. Salí a hacer un recorrido y escuché un grito, así que me he resguardado acá adentro de la garita, por motivo de que escuché ruidos bastante de soberbios. Está sucediendo en este momento, así que no sé qué. No sé, señor supervisor, lo que tiene que hacer, porque lo que me pasó hace 24 horas está pasando medio paranormal esto. Así que voy a ir donde están los ruidos en este momento. Se está yendo de las manos esto que está sucediendo. No quiero perder el tema de la noción, pero realmente estoy medio paralizado con lo que viene sucediendo. Realmente directamente estoy cagado de miedo. Así que fue lo mismo de la madrugada, pero sin el tema del grito. Lo dejo a su virtud, los sonidos que está escuchando en este momento. Así que sigue el tema del... Voy a ignorar cada caso que hago porque estoy en mi mundo. Así que es medio algo paranormal esto. Anoche fue el tema del techo. Bueno, había mucho viento. En este momento está silencioso, calmo. Vamos a ver. Y esto sigue. Así que no quiero salir ni afuera. Mire, me he encerrado. Así que esperaré que pase esto mínimo 1 hora y tendré que salir a hacer mi recorrido de 1 hora y media más, 1 hora más del tema de las máquinas, porque han dejado una bomba afuera y tengo preocupación de
As I said, these ghosts were trying to put this man in a miserable situation, but instead, they had to put him out of his misery by taking him away. The guy has vanished completely, and it's been more than 2 years since he made these videos. It seems like being so chill is in fact very provocative, depending on what situation and what entities you're dealing with. I always say to never take stuff from strangers, even those whom you used to know. If your relationship ended years ago, they are considered strangers now, so don't take stuff from them, like God knows what kind of black sorcery they would have hidden inside these gifts they gave to you. Isn't that right? Unlucky Ramirez never listened to all-time classic Uncle Spicy. Those are some golden pieces of advice, my friends, so listen carefully. Ramirez has a tattoo shop, which became haunted. Not a surprise, to be honest. The devil usually prefers these kinds of places where all sorts of drawings on the skin take place with some emo music playing in the background. But this isn't why the place became haunted. No, it has to do with the gift situation. You see, Ramirez has received a gift from one of his clients. See, these aren't even friends, so why would he take them? Anyhow, he took them, and his wife didn't like the idea of keeping them in the house, so he took them to the shop, and here is where the paranormal activity kicked in. He received a mirror and an old doll for a gift. The mirror was placed inside the bathroom, where the door began to sway on its own, as seen in the videos, as of once when Ramirez had to check on the studio after he heard something banging on the door from the inside. After an inspection from the inside, at the end, the bathroom door swung by itself, while for the doll, it was caught rotating on the security camera footage. The scariest scene was when the blinds were pulled down as if someone was behind, despite the shop being closed and no one inside.
Buenas noches, amigos. Miren, ahorita recibí una alerta de movimiento. Nada más de que no entiendo cuál es el problema, de que hay un desfase de tiempo que me avisa. Lo bueno es que ahora sí logré guardarlo en la memoria del teléfono para... Ay, Dios. Me asusta el movimiento. Logré grabarlo en la memoria del teléfono, ya que se están grabando en la memoria de la nube. Y pues bueno, se me venció el periodo de prueba. No sabía que era un periodo de prueba y se venció y se borraron todos los videos. Pero bueno, ahorita sí logré grabar que había movimiento aquí en el local. Se cerró la puerta y vi cómo detectó cómo se movió la muñeca. Y de hecho, ahorita está haciendo un poco de frío aquí, pero está más helado aquí adentro que afuera. Me han dicho que porque tengo la muñeca ahí, que es la muñeca. Le digo que son muchos factores, no nomás es la muñeca, también es el espejo. Son varias cosas. Investigué un poco a la chica que vino a hacer su limpia. No me había fijado. Ayer jueves que vine fue cuando me fijé un poco. Yo había dejado limpio y hay unas huellas ahí. Esos días hizo bastante frío, hizo mucho frío. Bueno, para que alguien anduviera descalzo, lo dudo mucho. Para la gente de aquí de Chihuahua sabe que no se puede andar uno descalzo en la calle. Y luego miren. Buenas noches, amigos. Miren, vine otra vez aquí al local a apagar el calentón porque se me olvidó.
Venía de la tienda y al ver la luz de la otra ventana, me acordé que no había desconectado el calentoncito de eléctrico que tengo aquí. Porque la verdad aquí en Chihuahua está haciendo mucho frío. Nada más que empecé a grabar antes porque al llegar aquí al cuadrito que tengo antes de entrar, porche, por decirlo así, del local, empecé a sentir que alguien me estaba viendo. Cuando me asomé, pues no se veía nadie, pero sentía que me estaban viendo de por ahí. Eso es como que una entradita a una casa, pero no, por ahí nadie entra, está sellado. Y empecé a ver que se oyó la puerta del baño cerrarse. Me quedé un ratito aquí porque sí me dio miedo, más bien me dio miedo porque se sentía que me estaban observando. Y le digo, salí y no se veía nadie. Mire. Y se oyó la chingada persiana. Se me entró rápido. Miren, para que no digan que hay alguien. Miren, voy a entrar así rápido. Cerré. Miren. Voy a entrar así rápido para que vean que no hay absolutamente nadie aquí adentro. Para que no digan, cerré rápido la puerta. Está cerrada. Miren. Nadie adentro. Vamos acá al baño. Para que vean que no hay nadie. Mira. Está la puerta cerrada. Miren. Ahí topó la puerta. Para que no digan que hay alguien detrás de la puerta. Ay, caray. Mira. Aquí está el baño. Yo he estado usando esta regadera porque se me descompuso mi boiler. Por eso estaba viniendo para acá. Pero para que vean, no hay absolutamente nadie en el baño ni nada. O sea, para que no salgan con que vi un ruido, con que se escondió a alguien, salió a alguien, porque me decían que había tomado mucho primero a la derecha y no a la izquierda. Miren, ahorita ya entré y no hay absolutamente nadie. También dicen que las máscaras que son de brujas, no sé qué tanto comentario extraño. Esos son los afiches de exposiciones de tatuajes. La verdad, pues me gustaron mucho, o sea, no es de que traigan, ¿cómo se dice? Malas energías y eso, son dibujos, son cuadros. O sea, que mandé a hacer yo. Sí, algo en el baño. Para que vean. Como que se escucho yo en el baño y de repente escucho acá por donde está la computadora. O sea, como que me trae de arriba abajo, como que para que no me concentre en un solo lugar. ¿Qué chingados fue eso? Ah, no te pases de verga. No, ya me voy. No, banda, ya me voy. Vean, la muñeca se cayó. Vámonos, banda. No, ya desconecté. ¡Uy, cabrón! No, chinga tu madre, Nel. Muchas gracias, amigos, pero Nel, ya me voy. Buenas noches, amigos. Oigan, miren, vine aquí al local porque se me olvidó mi cargador. Y ahorita que venía aquí casi por el bote de basura, oí que patearon la puerta. Y me puse a grabar, pero empecé a notar en la persiana que se movía. Miren, parece que se oye como se mueve la persiana, o sea, cómo cruje. Entonces ese polvo es polvo de la calle. Es que es una calle de, pues es de tierra. Miren. ¿Qué les dije? ¿Qué les dije a la verga? Miren, voy a entrar. Miren, para que vean que no hay nadie adentro. Todo en una toma. Ay, perdón con mis 20,000 vueltas, pero es una llave de seguridad. Miren. O sea, no ha salido nadie, miren. Voy a entrar. Voy a cerrar la puerta rápido. Miren. Voy a prender aquí la luz. Y miren. No hay nadie. Para que no digan que sí, que hay alguien adentro, no sé qué tanto. Ay, güey. Bueno. Ay, es que eso de la persiana sí lo había escuchado saliendo de aquí del local, pero la verdad no le ponía mucha atención. Miren, tuve que cambiar un poco las cosas del lugar porque cada año, pues, acomodar todo, ¿no? Miren. Pues me voy a asomar al baño para que vean que no hay nadie. Ahí va. Miren cómo está la puerta. Me traje el espejo aquí al baño. Miren, voy a cerrar toda la puerta para que vean que no pasa nadie. Me traje el espejo aquí al baño porque estoy remodelando, estoy reacomodando todo. Miren, no hay nadie. Miren, miren. Que no digan que hay alguien escondido. Miren, yo estoy dentro del baño, no hay nadie. No hay nadie. Miren. Ok, miren. Voy a estar grabando así, que vean que no va a salir nadie. Miren. Ay, cabrón, batí la pinche silla. Dicen que por qué no prendo la luz luego, que porque esto no sé qué. No mames. A ver, explíquenme eso. No se ha ido a la puerta, no se ha ido nada, se cerró la puerta, se abrió la persiana. A ver, explíquenlo.
I don't understand how he kept these gifts till this point. Not only were they from clients, but also read between the lines. Ramirez, what kind of gifts are these? An old hanging mirror and an old doll. Like, what kind of items do people usually gift on normal occasions? Nothing related to these items, unless you like weird and haunted stuff. I hope these clients aren't watching me at the moment, because they will definitely not subscribe or watch the next video on screen.